So in this video, I'm going to show you how to edit the settings of your Nichify site. And to do that, log in to Nichify, choose the site that you want to work with, and then click on settings. So here you can change anything that you have used or anything that you have done initially to your site when you first set it up. For example, you can change the website title, you can change the website description or tagline, and you can also change the free domain name and add your own custom domain. Okay, so these two things are self-explanatory. You can change this anytime you want without any consequences whatsoever. Now let's talk about the free domain name. So if you put your mouse over here, you can see the icon here that indicates this cannot be clicked on or cannot be edited. What you need to do is, to change your free domain name, click here. So click here, and they'll bring up a pop-up window over here. Now the reason we do this is because we just want to give you some very important information here. If you modify your free domain, you will lose any existing search engine results. Change your free domain only when your site is new and not getting any traffic. And the reason we do this is because a lot of people may want to change the default subdomain once their site is already getting traffic. And what that happens is that the default subdomain will then be freed up, so other users can can register that default subdomain for their own site. And we do not redirect or forward traffic from your old URL to the new URL when using the free subdomain. So keep that in mind. If you want to change the subdomain once your site is already getting traffic, it's a bad idea. But if your site is new and you just want to change this, then absolutely no problem whatsoever. You can change it. You can also choose a different default domain name. Okay. Now in this example, this is a test account in my local host, so I have two domain names over here. So if a subdomain that you wanted initially was not available during setup, you can check to see if it's available in a different default domain name. Again, anything you change here will result in a completely new URL structure. So as far as search engines are concerned, they will look at this URL and say, oh, this is a completely new site. We will not forward visitors from your old subdomain to the new one. Okay. Now for your custom domain name, it works a bit different. Still, you can't click on the field here. So to change your custom domain name, click here. Please read the custom domain name instructions carefully. When using this option, you can register a new domain for cheap here. So this actually sends you to Namecheap or GoDaddy or whatever thing that we recommend, and you can register a domain name for from GoDaddy, for example, from a very cheap price, and that's optional, of course. If you already have your own domain name, you can use your own domain name as well. So to change your custom domain name, click here. Alright, so when you click here, I can enter my own domain name. Okay, but a word of warning, it will take up to 48 hours for your new custom domain name to work. Please follow the instructions to make sure that you've created the correct CNAME options in your domain registrar. So if you want to use your own domain name with the Nichify store, you can do that. You have to register your domain name, and then in the control panel of your domain registrar, you will have to set this correct CNAME options. The full instructions for that will be available from the help tab in your Nichify. Okay. Now the difference here is when you add your own custom domain name. Okay. Let me just give you an example. Okay. Let's say this is the domain that I've registered. You can click on Save Changes. Okay. Now your free domain name is still available. Okay, and when you add your custom domain name, then we will automatically redirect all traffic from your free domain name to your custom domain name. Okay, and that happens automatically. It only does not happen if you're not using a custom domain and you just want to change your free domain. That we do not redirect. But when you add your new domain, automatically we redirect. So if you type in this URL in your browser, you'll automatically be taken to your custom domain. Okay. Again, you need to give it up to 48 hours once you change the CNAME for this to actually work. Alright, so if you are trying to type in your new domain name and you get a 404 error, or you see a blank page, it means that the redirection has not been successfully completed yet by your domain name registrar. Again, it can take some time. All right, so now let's look at the other options here. You have the enable Amazon store. If you don't want to use your Amazon store at all in your Nichify store, if you want to use Nichify as some kind of mini site or sales page site, you can do that as well. What you have to do is disable the Amazon store, and that will also disable the Amazon recommendation widget on blog posts and pages. Then for your homepage option, you can select to not show the store as the homepage, but instead you can choose to show a blog as the homepage, and that essentially makes your Nichify site just like any other blog, a WordPress blog for example. Or you can choose to select a page, and when you choose a page as the homepage option, we will give you a list of all your pages right here, and you can select which is your homepage. And this is a good way to use Nichify to create a sales page site or any other kind of opt-in site, for example, if you want to. And okay, so I'm going to change this back to store. Now, as for the title and description, you can choose to not show the title and description on your site, and give you an example of what I mean. So by default, oops, I need to change that back. I need to remove the custom domain. Okay, I'm going to click on view site. Okay, so you can replace this part here, okay, with your own logo. All you have to do is select use logo, choose the logo file. Let me very quickly locate a logo file here. Okay, I'm gonna select this one, open. Now for the logo height, you can put the suitable height for it. Okay, and I'm going to go to the bottom and save changes. So you can see my logo here, and this logo will be used instead of the site description. And right under that you have AdSense. Okay, so you can disable Google AdSense if you don't have a Google AdSense account. I explained in a different video how to get a Google AdSense account, but basically if this is your first ever website you're creating, you need to disable Google AdSense, okay, because Google AdSense does not really allow brand new sites to apply. Even if you do, you get rejected anyway, so you can turn this off. But if you do have a Google AdSense account, enter your Google AdSense publisher ID over here according to this format. Okay, so pay attention, you need to copy the entire ID over here and paste it here. Next, in your Google AdSense account, you need to create 3 slots according to the correct size, which is indicated at the bottom here. So you create 3 slots and put in the slot ID for each of these slots. That's 728 by 90 pixels, 468 by 60, and 300 by 250. These are the 3 most popular and most effective ad sizes in Google AdSense. So once you put the slot IDs here, that slot will be activated, and it depends on your theme and also the view. If it's desktop, we may display a 300 by 250 ad. I'm sorry, if it's desktop, we may display a 728 by 90 ad. And if it's a mobile device, a mobile screen, we may automatically replace that with a smaller ad. So on any given page, you may not see all 3 sizes appearing, but rest assured that it's there, and it will adapt to the mobile device or the screen size of the browser based on what your visitor actually is using. Alright, so let's click on Save Changes. And that basically is how you modify the settings for your Nichify store.